Good morning, students. This is the next lecture in the series of business analytics using Python. In this particular lecture, we will discuss about the control structures and functions. Okay. In previous lecture, we have discussed about the data types and all of the basic programming syntax that we will use while doing the programming with Python. Okay. Whatsoever you have studied till now, whatsoever you have learned till now, from this particular lecture, we will start implementing all those things that we have already learned, that we have already studied till now in the series of this particular business analytics using Python subject. Okay. Course outcome is same. Syllabus we have already discussed. Today we will discuss about the decision control statements. Okay. First of all, I will tell you about what is control statements. Control statement is a statement that determines the control flow of a set of instructions. That is, it decides the sequence in which the instructions in a programs are to be executed. Okay. Firstly, I am just telling you what I have written in these slides. After that, we will discuss about the practical implementations of all of those control structures or statements that will comes under this particular topic. Okay. Control statements, as the name itself suggests, what is control statements? That will control the programming, or whatsoever you are written within the program, there are some control statements, there are some control structures that will control the flow of your execution, or the at which particular moment of time what will be executed, like that. Okay. First of all, we will discuss about the types of control statements. First one is sequential control. Sequential control is what a Python program is executed sequentially from the first line of a program to its last line. Okay. You can say that a linear control or sequential control. The meaning of this particular control is that whatsoever you have written, for example, you have written line number 1 to 15. So the execution of those particular lines will be start from first and end with the 15th line. Okay, that is the sequential control. Next one is selection control. Selection control is what? To execute only a selected set of statements. To execute only a selected set of statements. That will be the selection control. And next one is your iterative control. Iterative control is what? To execute a set of statements repeatedly. Okay. Listen, there is a difference between the sequential control, selection control and iterative control. Sequential control is what? Where the execution is to be started corresponding to the occurrence of the statements within the program. Selection control is what? To execute only those selected set of statements. Only the segments that you have selected corresponding to some conditions or corresponding to the requirement of the scenario. Iterative control is what? To execute a set of statements repeatedly until or unless the condition is being true. Okay. So these are the three set of control statements or structures. We will implement all those, or I will tell you all of these three control statements one by one. Okay. First one is if statement. Listen, this is your control statements, or you can say that control structure. The syntax of this if statement is what? For example, firstly, we will discuss this syntax of if statements along with the example. And this is the flow chart. It will tell you how your execution of your statements will proceed. First of all, just see the syntax of if statement. If test expression means this is the condition. If statements contain the condition, if the condition is true, then the set of statements, or you can say that sequential set of statements, will be executed. if the condition is true, else outside the block of if statements or the set of statements that are written within the if will not be executed, except those statements that last statement will be executed. Last statement is what? That will not be the part of those set of statements. You can see the syntax of this particular if statement. If test expressions colon then statement 1 to statement n. Okay, you have provided the indentation. After that, if the condition is true, if the statement is true, then from statement 1 to statement 1 will be executed, else statement x will be executed. Okay, this is the thing. For example, this is the flow chart. Test expression. First of all, your program will test the expression. Means the if condition, the condition that is to be provided within the if statement will be executed. It depends upon the result. Whether the condition is true, then statement block 1 will be executed. This is the block 1. Statement 1 to n will constitute the block 1. Or you can say that block 1 will contain the statement 1 to n. If this statement will be executed, else means if the condition is false, then it will comes to the statement x. By example, you can see the value of x equal to 10. You have already initialized the value of x. Then you have provided the condition. The condition is what? If x is greater than 10. You knew it very well that the value of the x variable that contains 10. The value of x is equal to 10. But how x is greater than 10? Means 10 is greater than 0? Definitely. That condition will be executed. The statement is what? X equal to x plus 1. Means until or unless this statements will be true, till then increment will be implemented. After that, whatsoever the result of this x will be, it will print the value of x. Okay. By through comments, I have already mentioned the meaning of each and every one. First line you can see that x equal to 10 means you have initialized the value of x. Then test the value of x means you have provided the condition. You have already initialized 10 in x. Now you will compare x is greater than 0 means 10 is greater than 0. Okay, 10 is greater than 0. Test the value for x. X equal to x plus 1. Till this condition will true, it will increment. I have already mentioned with comments that increment the value of x if it is greater than 0. Then print x, print the value of x. Output will be x equal to 11. Means the value of x is equal to 10. And after the increment, the value will be, it is to be into the infinite loop. But 10 is greater than 0, x equal to x plus 1. It is to be incremented, and finally whatsoever the value will be, that will be 11. The output will be 11. You can write this program into your IDLE or into the Colabs, run the program and then tell me whether the output will be 11 or something else. Okay, you can consider it as a practice question. It is not mandatory. Listen to me very carefully. It is not mandatory that that particular example will be right. Okay, you will do your own the same example and find whether the value of x is equal to 11 or something else will be the output of this particular program. Do it. If it is to be clear while you are doing this particular program. If you have any doubt, then we will discuss it. Okay. Next is if else statement. If else statement, listen students. If statement contains the for example condition. In if else statement also, condition is to be given within the if block, but there are some set of statements, or you can say that the block of statements. Here, if the condition will true, then block 1 will be executed, else some another set of statements that are contained within the block 2, that will be executed. Okay, if statements you saw it very clearly that only the condition was given, then set of statements was given, no else part was there. But here, if the condition is true, then some set of blocks will be executed, else some another set of block will be executed. For example, Listen, this is the syntax of if else statements. If text the expression, statement block 1. This will be executed if the condition is true. Else statement block 2 will be executed. And after that, finally this statement X will definitely be executed. Okay, whether the if condition will be executed or not, whether the else condition is being executed or not, definitely either the condition will be true or the condition will be false. That means either the then part will be executed or else part will be executed. This statement X will definitely be executed whether the results of this if condition is true or false. Okay, now you can see this one. Test expression, if it is true, then statement block 1 will be executed and finally statement X will be executed. If it is false, then statement block of 2 will be executed and finally statement X will be executed. Okay, with the help of the program, you can use this one. Okay, I think this is the same program. I have changed the slides, and in this particular recording mode, we can't go back to the previous slide. But this is the example you can see over here. Okay, for example, num. Num means what? This is the nested if statement. Nested if means if, then else if, then else if, then else if, means within the if else there is the another if else. That is what the nested if statements. In previous to previous, or you can say that in if statements, only if condition was there. In nested if, only a condition within the if is there, but there are two blocks, either then block or else block will be executed. But in nested if else, there are so many conditions is being tested over here, and on the basis of that we will write the program. Like a statement that contains other statements is called a compound statement. Okay, statements that contain other statements is called a compound statement. To perform more complex checks, if statement can be nested, that is, can be placed one inside the other. This is what the nested if statements are, or you may call it as the compound statement. In such a case, the inner if statement is the statement part of the outer one. Nested if statements are used to check if more than one conditions are satisfied. Okay, if for example there are many conditions that are being checked, in that case you can apply the nested if statements. Okay, for example, you are having the grades of a class. On the basis of that grade, you will find what category a particular student will comes under. For example, if the marks is greater than 80%, you will declare it as a pass with distinction. If the condition, for example, if the marks is below 80%, above 70% but below 80%, you may call it as the pass but without distinction. Likewise, for example, above 60 and below 70, you can declare it as the pass with first division. Likewise, above 50 and below 60, pass with second division. Likewise, above 40 but below 50, pass with third division. And in last part, you can declare that the student is fail. Okay, so here you can see how many number of conditions are there that we can test it. Okay, if such types of scenarios will occur, you will use the nested if statements. Okay, I have already told you what exactly the if statement is, if else statement is, and nested if statement is. And you can see the example of this one, num equal to int input, enter any number from 0 to 30. I have already told you what we have studied till now. Okay, what you have learned till now, each and everything will be applied but corresponding to the requirement of the scenario. Like you want to take the number from the keyboards, you have already used num equal to int input, enter any number from 0 to 30. This is the same that we have already learned input function in the previous example. This is if number is greater than equal to 0 and num is less than 10. Means number should be greater than 0 but less than 10. You can see over here that two conditions are checked simultaneously. If it is there, then you print it as it is in the range of 0 to 10. Likewise, greater than equal to 10 but less than 20, it is in the range of 10 to 30, and likewise 20 to 30. You can use else if, or you can use elif, E-L-I-F. Okay, both of the syntax are same. You can use else if or you can use elif. The output will be enter any number from 0 to 30. This particular 25 will come from the input from the keyboards. But 25 is what? Is number is greater than equal to 0. Yes, definitely 25 is greater than equal to 0. And number is less than 10. 25 is not less than 10. That means this particular condition is false. Now it will check this print statement will not be executed. Now it will check with this condition. Is 25 is greater than equal to 10? No. Yes, but not less than 20. 25 is greater than 20. That means this part will not also be executed. Now the condition is checked over here. Num is greater than equal to 20. Definitely 25 is greater than 20, but 25 is less than 30. In that case, this elif part will be executed and answer will be it is in the range of 20 to 30. It is all about the nested if statements. Okay. Next is if elif else statement. Listen to me. Python supports if elif else statement to test additional conditions apart from the initial test expression. Okay. If elif else constructs work in the same way as usual if else statements. If elif else construct is also known as the nested if constructs. I think the point is same as we have already discussed in previous slides. Okay. There so many conditions are there. Here you can test like this. Test expression 1, if it is true, then statements block 1 will be executed, and after that last statement will be executed. Again, if the condition is false, then you will again test the another condition. Test expression 2, if it is true, then block 2 will be executed followed by this statement X. Else block X will be executed followed by this particular statement X. So you can say that num equal to int input enter any number. You just read the number. If number is equal to 0, then print the value is equal to 0. Else num is greater than equal to 0, print the number is positive. Else the number is negative. You can clearly see over here that the number is to be taken, the input from the keyboard is -10. But what is -10? It is not equal to 0. This part will not be executed. Number 10 is not equal to 0. -10 is not equal to 0. That means -10 is not greater than 0. That means number is also not the positive. What will be the executed? Else part will be executed. It is same that we have already discussed in nested if structures or nested if statements. Okay. So in this particular lecture, we have discussed only the if statements, else if statements, or nested else if statements, or you may call it as the sequential construct. Yeah, you can say that a particular set of structures particular set of statements that you want to execute will be executed. Okay. But in this particular scenario, no repeated iterations are there. We will discuss those things in next lecture. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. Otherwise, do practice of such of the concept of this nested if structures, and do the programs. If you have any doubt, you can talk to me or discuss with me. Okay. This is all about for today's lecture. Okay. Thank you so much.